Hi guys, you couldn't make this stuff up. The UK government is planning once again to compensate businesses as a direct result of Brexit. But when we say the government, we mean they will use taxpayer money to compensate for Brexit. So this is related to not for EU labelling on goods. So what is it and why is it happening? So following the referendum, there was a lot of debate over the UK's relationship both with the EU and the single market. After the referendum, there was a number of options on the table, one including the UK as a whole remaining in the single market but being outside the EU. Another which eventually won out was Northern Ireland would remain in when it comes to goods, but GB would stay out. This fact was lied about by Boris Johnson and Brexiteers right up to when it was implemented, but that's a side issue. Anyway, this meant that checks of some kind, which have always been the case between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, would need to take place in order to stop goods from entering the single market which were not compliant. But a problem with this is that it doesn't sit well with unionists, in particular the DUP, who are officially boycotting the formation of the devolved administration over this. A solution, it seems, was found in the Windsor Framework, an updated agreement between the UK and the EU. Goods from trusted traders in Great Britain would face fewer checks and less paperwork. But in order to achieve this, GB food products would carry the label "Not for EU", meaning they couldn't be sold outside Northern Ireland, i.e. the Republic. A side issue is a misunderstanding of this, that goods purchased in Northern Ireland carrying the label cannot be brought across the border into the Republic. No, what we're talking about is goods for sale. Consumers in Donegal, for example, can cross the border into Derry, do their shopping and take it home. They just can't sell it on. So according to the BBC, the UK government has earmarked £50 million to cover the cost of support for businesses who need to implement this new labelling regime. Ironically, this is the same added value Kemi Badenoch was promoting as a trade deal with Mexico would boost the UK economy by over 10 years. So there we have it, a new Brexit cost, more Brexit red tape, and the taxpayer is picking up the tab. £50 million for businesses to continue selling goods into Northern Ireland wasn't something that appeared on the side of a big red bus, but perhaps I missed that promise. Brexiteers helping to cover this cost is like someone burning down your house then promising to use some of your money to help chip in for the cost of a skip to take your charred belongings to the dump. By the way, just as I was about to upload this video, I took a closer look at the label and noticed that it says born in Northern Ireland, reared in Northern Ireland, slaughtered in Northern Ireland, which begs the question, why would it not be sold on into the EU if Northern Ireland is part of the single market for goods? Well, it's likely that this piece of beef followed EU standards until it was shipped to Great Britain and then back again to Northern Ireland. If it left the single market, then it can't be sold back into the single market like before. Hope this clears up any misunderstanding. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.